Hello and welcome to another edition of the I keep saying pre-weekend kickoff. It's the weekend party right here with Jordan. We do have a new listener. Welcome, Judy. She is an alum of the high school radio station, WBXL. And just want to, because she was having some issues along with the rest of the listeners, Laura, for example. She was having difficulty seeing and hearing, and I just want to make sure that everybody is on the same page. Everyone can see and hear. You can see and you can't hear. If you're using your phone, Judy, I've been asking you this. If you've been using your phone, yes, I did get a haircut. It does look pretty good. If you're using your phone, you make sure your phone settings are okay. That's very good. Welcome aboard, and today, because it's in the middle of Memorial Day weekend, we're going to go, just going to have, trying to make this interesting, because I want to share at least some of my Memorial Day traditions that I remember, and if you want to share yours as well, then we might talk about what the future plans are for this weekend. I know my friend Matt and I are going to do something on Memorial Day at 4:30. Might have a barbecue here in this backyard. We'll wait and see. I don't know. But one of my fondest memories, of course, I was marched in the marching band. I played percussion. I was actually in the pit. The difference between there's two different sections of the marching band. There's the battery, which are the drums, and then there's the pit, which are essentially the xylophones, the marimbas, and things like that. Obviously, we couldn't necessarily carry those large instruments. We couldn't carry those large instruments in the parade, so we either had to carry the banner or play cymbals. And I do remember one time when I think this was for the Baldwinsville Memorial Day Parade in 2006, where we played cymbals through the whole parade route. Now, keep in mind, the parade route starts up near the library and goes down near the Van Buren School, so that was a walk. And I can remember we were very, myself and Mary McGowan, or Mary Woody, she got married. We were very, very exhausted at the end of that, and trying to play through the cadence for the street beat. It was very, very exhausting. I know my freshman year and my senior year, we just carried the banner, but 2005, 2006, playing the cymbals, it was very, very exhausting. So it was also interesting to go see the Memorial Day Parade in Bronalbin. We have some. I have some hints. I'm sorry. I have some new pictures from Bronalbin that I'm going to share with you later on in the next segment, because yesterday my work schedule just happened to send me up near the Capital Region, so I was able to pass through Bronalbin on the way from site to site, and so I'm gonna share with you some pictures from the Bronalbin Cemetery later on today. So, what are your favorite memories from Memorial Day weekend? I'd love to hear. And any traditions that stand out to you as being your favorite? I remember, especially since both our grandparents have passed on. We obviously do different things now, and so Grandma passed away in 2012, Grandpa in 2006, and so since then our traditions have been a little bit different. But I'd love to hear what your signature traditions are. I know we have a lot as as one family. Uh, so please let me know in the chat as we get to next break. Coming up next, we'll have the show and tell segment as per usual, where we'll see highlights from my recent trip to Bronalvin in the cemetery. Finally, this is the first time I've been to the cemetery this year, and this is always a sentimental time because we spent a lot of Memorial Day weekends in Bronalvin as well. So please enjoy the music. Welcome, Judy, our new listener, and we hope that you're able to. I hope that you enjoy this show and you're able to get something out of it. And please contribute to the chat when you can. And stay tuned. We'll be back shortly. And we're back, and this is giving me an opportunity to look back at our archive footage to see if we have any videos of Memorial Days past, or at least in the Brownalvin area, and it looks like we do, and I'll show you that in a minute. But first, let's get into the present with my show and tell segment. And Judy, since you're new here, what I'm doing here is going back through the pictures that I've taken over the week and show them to the audience. And what we're looking at here is the headstone or the gravesite of our grandma and grandpa on my dad's side. They lived in a small town called Brownalvin, New York, which is located in the foothills of the Adirondacks, and so that would be up near Albany, Schenectady, Amsterdam, closer to Saratoga, actually. And we're going to play the... this is a video, so I want you to listen to this video. And it was windy yesterday, so that's why you'll hear this wind. Just before Memorial Day, listen to this wind. Just listen to this wind. Flags next to the veterans here. All the veterans' graves. They have flags. They're still working on that open land. This Pasadena area. The cemetery is open. First time I've been to the cemetery since it's glad to know that they're still keeping up with the stool here, bench. So if you just listen to that wind, it's quite amazing. And I'm also glad that they kept the bench. They kept up the bench because a few years ago this bench was in disrepair, and it wasn't being taken care of. And it was actually down at one point, so they removed the support beams. I also noticed here I didn't leave a new rock, but as you can see, they put flowers and they put the American flag there. So that was very nice of them that they were able to maintain the grave. They were able to maintain the grave to the best that they could, because it's been 12 years. It's been 12 years since Grandma passed, and now it's been another 18. It's going to be 18 years this October. It's going to be 18 years this October. Good evening, Dave. So we're just looking at the grave of my grandparents here on Dad's side over in Brownalvin, New York, and you can't really hear it. This was the first, but it's windy. You can see the wind. This was my first opportunity to get into the cemetery this year. They just opened it at the beginning of the month, and I had not been able to get to Brownalvin until just yesterday. and be able to visit Grandma and Grandpa's gravesite. And in case you, Laura and Dave, in case you don't know where this little town is, it's in the capital region of New York. It's northwest of Albany, but it's closer to Amsterdam, Johnstown, and Saratoga Springs. So when we hear, if you're not from the region, and I know this because I've talked to a lot of people from all over the state, all over the country, and if you don't live in the capital, you don't live out near Albany or Saratoga or Schenectady, you try to name this town, and they have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. So I'm sure we're not alone. I'm not alone in this, because I'm sure that applies to anybody who lives in an unfamiliar and remote community. If they don't live there, they don't live near there, then they don't really know where these other towns are, and they may not know. Yep, somebody repaired and put up the bench. So I remember this was back as far as 2021. Yep, so this was back as far as 2021, I want to say. We went to visit. I went to visit, I think either as related to work or something else. But I ended up taking a trip to Broadalbin in 2021, and noticed that these support beams here were down. They were taken apart, and this hole and the seated area of the bench was just laying on the ground. So I reported that back to Dad, and we ended up calling the memorial company, Letter Memorial in Johnstown, or we either called them or we called the cemetery, and we had them come and fix it. And keep in mind, that was also a time where this whole seated area wasn't being maintained as well. It had been exposed to the mold or to the elements or something, and you can't really see it. But inside the bench here contains lyrics to a song. Let's see if I have a clear image. And so that part had turned black, and so, or at least it was darkened. The Second Lake. Second Lake Reservoir at the foothills of the Adirondack Mountains. Thanks, Mom. If that means anything to Laura, then what? Yes, Laura, we'd love to have you and Dave come here to New York, and we could show you around, and maybe take you on a trip to that to those areas like Broadalbin or Alexandria Bay or things like that. If you're not from around here, you don't really know the area, then those towns may sound like foreign territories to you. It's just a little bit dark. I'm going to turn the light on. Hold on. Yes, the gateway to the Adirondacks, Saratoga. Take a look at the Wikipedia link and you'll be more familiar. Another picture I do want to show you. This actually used to be... first, I'm not going to give it away. Can anybody tell me... the first person can tell me what this used to be? Could anybody just venture a guess what this used to be at one time? And then I'll tell you what it is now. So I'll give you an opportunity to get. I'll give you an opportunity to guess. So who can tell me what this building used to be? and then as soon as I get the guess, then I'll tell you what it is now. No, unfortunately, it was not a book foundry. Rachel and Elizabeth may know what this. Rachel and Elizabeth may know what this building used to be. Yes, it is. Yes, actually, this is. Yes, that is the school, or at least that's the old school, where Grandma actually worked out and was the secretary. And there's a funny story attached to this. According to what she told us anyway, the kids were running down the hall, and so part of her job was to get on the PA system and say, all students may now be dismissed. Please remember to walk. But the kids never paid attention, so it was a Friday. According to what she told everyone else, it was a Friday, and Grandma decided to get on the PA system and say, all students may now be dismissed. Please remember to run. And they thought that they got a kick out of that. But this is now an apartment building. They've been working on this, construction crews have been working on this building over the last several years and turned the old school into an apartment complex. It's actually called the Old School Apartments. And I'm not making it up. It's now called the Old School Apartments, and as you can see, it's pretty nice inside. So a lot of work has been gone into renovating the place, because I remember it was just sitting there being vacant years after closing down as the school. It became the Hamilton Fulton Montgomery Boces building, and then after it became the Hamilton Fulton Montgomery Boces, it just shut down, and it was vacant for a while. And so I'm glad that they're now actually they've done something to renovate the story. On the backyard of this, you may not remember this, but in the back of the building, when it was a school, or at least when it was the Boces, there was a playground in the backyard of this. And when we used to visit Grandma and Grandpa, we used to play on that playground. And there's a story actually that we'll share that I'll try to have help from Rachel sharing. Back in, I think this was 1992 or something, but there was a serious story about what happened in the playground area behind the school that I'm sure some of you may remember, and I'll just leave it up to that. Rachel's going to know the story better than anyone else, because because it happened. It affected her the most, and oh yes, exactly. Let's say we lost a certain stuff. We lost a certain plush toy in the backyard of the school here, and I'll just leave it at that. Coming up next, if anybody wants to chime in, they can, and it actually affected Mom and Dad the most, yes. And I don't really want to give it away. I'm trying to establish a tease as we go back into the music, but we'll hear more about the story as the show goes on, and we might go into another another channel of Memory Lane. As I have a video for you, I have a home video, never before seen, or maybe you might have seen it before, of what happened on Memorial Day weekend 24 years ago. You don't want to miss that. We're not going to show the whole thing because of time, but we're going to show you the snippets and the highlights. That's all coming up next. But let's get back to the music right now with Lorde and Roy. Oop, did I just give it away? Oop. I'll just go back to, this is Lorde with Royals right here on the weekend party on Forever Living Radio. Yep, that was also released in the year 2000. One of the Forever Living classic hits. And speaking of what happened 24 years ago, we're going to now take another trip in the time machine, and we are going to go back 24 years, back to that same town that I was showing you in the last segment. And this is what happened. This is what was going on forever. This is what was happening 24 years ago when Elizabeth was also crowned Queen for a day. And if you don't know what that means, I'll explain that later. But let's just take a look at this clip.
Coming from that fuzz bug.
From the bottom of the chair.
Really?
Yeah.
That's something. All right. Drop your lethal weapon. Whoa, we caught her. Here, it's all on film. We caught the prisoner. Elizabeth, get in the middle. You're the queen. Hey, we're dropping her flowers. Here. Come here.
Mommy's here.
No, I can't let go. Hey, come here, Elizabeth. Elizabeth.
I got it.
Elizabeth.
You're losing your...
Well, take the flowers out. I don't want to lose the prisoner. All right.
Hey, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, the sun's going to run out and you're not going to be in it. It's going to be us catching Rachel.
Can I get her?
Where are we going to take her?
I want to get her, and you put those flowers in water.
All right, you get her. Here she goes. Here we go. Don't let her go. Jordan, help. Just watch her sore arm.
No.
Okay. You want me to let go, Elizabeth?
Sorry.
Sorry, don't touch you, sir.
Let's go.
All right.
Go over and put those
All
in
right.
water.
Okay. Elizabeth, get in
You
there.
got, you got all of it?
You have. Yes, you want to have a picture of you giving these to Mommy? Here.
So what, sucker?
Here, let's get a picture of you giving the flowers to Mommy. I'll find
Oh,
it.
no.
Here.
Oh, no, the prisoner.
Here.
Look.
Elizabeth.
Look.
Okay.
Look,
I'm going
the
to
prisoner.
quit on film. Give Mommy the flowers. Here. Say.
Look, the prisoner.
Here, these are for you.
Look at the prisoner.
I say, these are for you, Mommy. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. Do you like butter?
Yeah.
You love butter. Do I
These
like
are for
butter?
you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Queen for a day. I should be giving you flowers. Okay, I've got them all, Elizabeth. I'll go put them in water. And I'll be right back.
I don't know what. Well, I actually remember when this happened.
I got kicked for that. Hi.
So this
Rachel,
is.
you're gonna hit your hat.
Well, this is when we got what was called the maintenance vehicle. It was a ride-on lawnmower that we used to transport people and goods around what we called Poolway Trail, which essentially was the backyard. Inspired by the golf cart or something that was used in the fall of '99, as Grandpa was the commissioner of the 75th parade or something like that. And so we all took turns writing this. Yes, it is. Looking back at it now, yes. Because I'll tell you another side of the story. I think that we went to Broad Albin, I think it was during the fall of 1999, to Columbus Day, holiday, and I ended up taking control of. I said this is what I wanted to do, and I didn't give a chance to other members of the family, like Rachel or Elizabeth, to decide what we wanted to do. So that Memorial Day weekend, we decided to change things, try it again, and have Elizabeth be the queen for the day to prove that we still cared about her and valued her decisions or her opinions, period. So I thought you would like it. I know it was a trip down memory lane for me. We're behind, so we gotta take another quick break. And it's almost bumper to dumper time, and of course we got 2 songs from the Torture Torch Department on there, and plus other great stuff. So, and I wanted to try and play another game. In future shows, I'm going to try to bring more games in, because I'm an avid game designer, and this is like a game lab. I feel like this show is an opportunity to be in a game lab, kind of, and to test certain games or game ideas that I've been working on with the listeners and with you all. So that's just a programming note for what's to come, hopefully, in the next round of shows. Not only Bump It or Dump It, but we're going to try play testing other types of games. At least that's an idea. And so we'll be back, and we're going to take a very short break, and then we're going to play the Mother's Day song. Then up next, I have to report that we're going to play that dreaded Mother's Day song that I tried but failed miserably at. So that's to be expected, and then we're going into Bumper to Dump It. That's all straight ahead right here on the Weekend Party Memorial Day edition on Forever Living Radio. I know you're asking what happened to the music, but we gotta take a short break. Don't worry, in the next 90 seconds we'll be back with your favorite hits. So before we go into the Bump It or Dump It segment, Rachel and Rod, if you're listening, if you're in the Rochester area, just tune your radio, get on the regular radio, and okay, hold on one second. So if you're in the car or out, if you're out and about, uh, if you're out and about, get on the regular radio in the Rochester area and then tune it to the frequency of 103.9. That's 103.9. The call letters are WDKX. You'll hear that song more often. You'll hear it be played at least 6, maybe 6 or 12 hours a day. So you can hear it if you want to hear that song again. Between shows, just get on the regular rate, get the regular radio on the FM dial and tune it to 103.9 FM WDKX. That's where I heard it the first, and since they're a hip hop station, they play that song all the time. Anyway, let's get back. This is the Bump It or Dump It segment, and we got 4 interesting ones, and we'll see how you like or dislike them or what your opinions are. We're going to start actually with another hint to a throwback. Yes, it's a new song, but it has elements of a song from 20 years ago. This is by an artist named Shaboozey. It's a country artist, and it's called A Bar Song Tipsy. It samples a 2004 lesser-known hit, also known as Tipsy, by an artist named Jaquan. We actually have his original song right here on the station as well, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. So let's get ready to bump it or dump it with the first selection of the night. This is Shaboozey with A Bar Song Tipsy on the Bump It or Dump It segment. Good luck, and may the best song win. Okay, so far we've gotten 2 bump votes in from Elizabeth and Laura. What say R and R, or R squared? I thought it was interesting. While we wait for R squared's votes, we are going to move along. This is quite interesting because now we have the next 3 songs actually have an NFL connection. We have the next one is by Haley Steinfeld, featuring Anderson .Paak with Coast. Did you know that Haley is actually romantically involved with the Bills quarterback Josh Allen? We learned that as last year the Chiefs came to the Bills Stadium to see the Chiefs unfortunately beat the crap out of us and advance all the way to the Super Bowl. And there have been tweets about a Taylor Swift and Haley Steinfeld collaboration. Yes. So it's quite interesting as we move into the next period here of the next part of the Bumper to Dump It. Without further ado, this is Anderson .Paak, Haley Steinfeld, Coast. Let's see how you think of this one. Voting begins now. Okay, I did have a feeling that this was going to get some dumps, and surprisingly, we usually find one song here that gets a unanimous dump, so I know what the audience likes. And, Matt and I heard that in the car today, and I thought we actually heard it on Z89. So, we all thought it was good, but obviously you have different opinions. And to each their own, that's why I do this. So moving on, we're going to move on to the back half of the Bump It or Dump It. And of course, as we have been doing, if you've been living under a rock, or if you have not been, and I know you've been to almost every show every week, so you of course know what's coming up next. But I'll remind you anyway. It's time to continue to go down our journey through the Tortured Poets department. And I got two great ones that I think will at least change your mind, or at least alter your perspective of the album so far. And we'll see if that is indeed the case. We will see if that is indeed the case. First one up, this is called Down Bad, and again, it's slow, it's mellow, and you have to really listen to the lyrics for it to make sense, but we'll see what you think. Please enjoy Down Bad by Taylor Swift from the new album, The Tortured Poets Department. So I can see that you really didn't like this one, and that's unfortunate. But to each their own, and we gotta live. There's an isolated vocals version that I'll try to add for next time that I didn't realize. According to Elizabeth, that sounds much better. I'll have to take a listen. And coming up next to round off the Bumper to Dumper segment, we have So Long London. Rachel said this was one of her favorites last time, and I had not included it because I had other songs to play. But let's see if this redeems the last one. Hopefully. This is So Long London, TTPD from the TS. Here we go. So this one seems to get redemption over the last one, and I can. This one was more upbeat, faster tempo. I mean, I'm not really a fan of Taylor's slow songs. I mean, some of them, at least off of this album. Fortnight's okay. Down Bad was a little bit, pardon the pun, a letdown. The one, The Alchemy that we played that was all about Travis Kelce, that was pretty good. But I liked the faster ones here in this album better. And So Long London, the last one we heard, was it was probably good beat, good up tempo. There was another one here. There was another one I'm trying to think of that we played a few weeks ago. It's okay. You don't have to be a hardcore Swiftie to appreciate her work, appreciate all of her songs. You don't have to like this album to be a fan of her career. It's okay. This is. Who do you like to hear or enjoy, Laura? That's a very good question. And then we'll keep that in mind. And I'm trying to keep. I know I have a core audience in mind, and I'm trying to appeal. Even though most of this music appeals to the younger generation, I also try to include some of the oldies to involve the younger generations as well. And this is. It all depends on what the audience likes. So, and trying to appeal to a wider variety of audience. And so this is because it's Memorial Day. I would like to do. Okay. So, I know the music's not for everybody, but in honor of Memorial Day, I'm sure we're going to close with something that appeals to all audiences, because patriotic music, I feel, is universal. And so we're actually going to close with two patriotic songs that I hope that I know everybody will recognize. And this is to celebrate Memorial Day and to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice in service of our country. This is why we are the free, because of what the military does to protect our country at home and abroad. That's really what this is all about. And we take, in the midst of all of the holiday celebrating that we do with spending time with family, friends at the barbecue, just got to keep that in the back of your mind. And just remember, freedom is not free. And we have dedicated people out there who want to protect this country from all enemies, foreign and domestic, and they do this out of the kindness of their hearts to defend our Constitution and defend our freedom. So please, we're going to begin with the Armed Forces medley, and then we're going to end with our national march, The Stars and Stripes Forever, by the famed composer John Philip Sousa. By the way, I can tell you that the winner of this round, I want to say, is tied between So Long London from the Tortured Poets Department and the Bar and Shabuzi's bar song, Tipsy. Thank you very much. If there are family, I know, I know our grandpa, Stuart D. Hayes Sr., did serve during World War II in the United States Navy, and John Gallagher, I believe, did serve in the army as well. Those are the only two that I know of. If you have others, if there are others, please let me know. But those are the two veterans in our family that I know of. And if there's any others missing, I'm sure we had lots of others. But those are the only two that I know. So if you have any other names, please feel free to jump in. And Lauren Daigle. Oh yes, Lauren Daigle. Not her most recent. So, Marines. I'm sorry. Served in the Marines and guarded the White House. Well, that's an honor. Yeah. So I have a few Lauren Daigle songs. I have "You Say," and I have this most recent hit that I'm trying to remember now. Turbulent Skies, and that was more recent, so I don't know if you'd like that. Again, happy Memorial Day. Please enjoy this patriotic music to get you in the mood. To thank God I do as well. I'll keep that in mind. We'll put that on the bump it or dump it for next time. But in the meantime, please enjoy these two patriotic songs to get you in the spirit of Memorial Day. And until next week, Mazel Tov, I'm signing off. Always stay forever living.